everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to another day in my 2023 holiday card series. Happy Monday. I apologize for missing Friday, but your girl cannot figure out how to schedule herself when she has procedures. So 2 weeks ago, I had my RA infusion. Last Friday, I had a rhizotomy in my neck. And I don't know why I can get more done than what I think I can, but it is what it is. But I'm back this week and I will have a card video for you every day this week. So we're going to be mass producing, and this is going to be super simple mass producing for those of you who are beginners. Now, these aren't going to be samey. Like, I'm not going to share with you how to make the same card 5, 6, 10 times. In today's video, we're going to be using a pad of paper, and I'm going to share with you an easy way to create cards that you can send to loved ones, etc., with just cardstock, a pad of paper, your paper trimmer, and some adhesive. And that's it. Now, you can always step them up with embellishments, etc. But I'm trying to keep this very basic and very simple for those of you who either don't have a lot of supplies or you don't want to invest in a lot of supplies, but you want to create really nice homemade cards for friends and family. So yeah. If you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing and follow me over on Instagram. If you picked up a card kit, they are shipping tomorrow. They are done. I'm going to film a video on them, kind of spoiling them, so to speak, and that'll go up this weekend. But if you're interested in them, I have beginner-friendly card kits. There are 2 different sizes. That is linked down below along with my Etsy shop. So yeah, I have cards for the sale there too. So yeah. I appreciate your support. It is going toward genetic testing, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, okay, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's head over to the craft table, and I will walk you through these really fun but simple holiday cards. All right, friends, we are working with an Echo Park collection from, I believe this was 2021. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I like to store my 6x6 paper pads in quart-size bags, and this is the exact reason why. I can keep all of the big pieces together plus all of the smaller pieces in one bag. They're all there, they're ready to go. Now, I had accidentally picked up the chipboard pieces back then, and so I am going to use a couple of these on some cards, but you 100% don't have to. One thing to note about a lot of these craft companies, especially around the holidays, is they release ginormous collections, 6x6 paper, 12x12 paper, stickers, like big stickers, small stickers, chipboard, ephemera, stamps, stencils. You can really get a whole entire suite of products if you want. I get some of the Doodlebug, but they have so many things that it would cost me hundreds of dollars to invest. So I always pick what I think I'm going to get the most of. So they did these mega pads back in 2021, and this was actually where the idea for my card kit started. This is the collection that I wanted to use. Unfortunately, we didn't go forward with it, and here we are. So, but the ones I have put out, I think are really cute. More are coming, so keep your eyes out for that. So I am going to use up the leftovers, and I'm here trying to figure out what pattern I'm going to use, but I had several strips of this snowflake. So it's got green, black, and red snowflakes at varying sizes, and then I have this candy cane stripe. So I decided to go ahead and cut that down in a few strips, and then I'm going to cut down a piece of black cardstock to 3x4. So this is not a card that I'm mass producing. When I mass produce, I do each step for every single card first. So like if I'm cutting my card bases, I'm cutting all of the card bases, scoring first, then cutting. If I'm cutting a layer, I'm cutting that layer for all of the cards. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll try to remember at least by Friday to kind of share that with you. But like I said in the intro, did I say that in the intro? I don't remember. Anyway, last year I did a ton of mass producing. So you can go check that out. I think one of them I did like 100 cards. So, it is tedious, but it's not difficult. I hope that makes sense. So since this collection has a lot of black in it, I am leaving some black to show through. I really love how this turned out, and I'm just going to cut off the excess. So this is a great way to use up scraps. You guys have seen me do this before. It's one of my favorite ways to use up scraps. And I love that I just love the focal image that I created with this. So I am actually going to be using several of the chipboard stickers on this. And again, you can buy it, you just glue them down with glue, or I used tape runner. So it's not something that you absolutely have to have, but I went into this thinking that this was going to be a standalone video, standalone card, and then I decided to just go ahead and put them all together. And yeah, so this is going to be the collection that I use today. On Wednesday, we'll use a different collection. So I forgot to turn the camera back on. So I have a sheet of designer or pattern paper for the back, and it's cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, and then it's on a piece of black cardstock that's cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I like to do my layers either in 8ths or quarters. It's just easier for me. Sometimes I like to have the paper peeking out, sometimes I don't. And here you can see I'm adhering these little snowflakes. I thought they went fantastic with this card and with this pattern. So I'm just kind of playing with where I want them to go. And I remembered that I saw a whole page of sentiments in this collection. So I'm going to bring those out, and I'm going to pick one to cut out and get mounted on this card. So this card, easy peasy. Again, you're just using up supplies. This is a really good collection. I don't believe they have it anymore, but they come out with basically the same collections every year. So I'm sure they have something very similar. My favorite one was the Salutations one, and you know what? Maybe we'll do that one on Wednesday. Maybe I'll show you that one on Wednesday. But yeah, so anyway, you don't have to have stamps, etc. with these in order to create really fun and cute cards. So yeah, that's a lot of talky. So I went ahead and mounted the sentiment onto the front of this paper, Joy to the World, and that was it. So here are all the 3x3 cards, and here are the sentiment cards that I still have. And there's some 3x4s, etc. And I'm just going through and pulling out the ones that I think I want to use. I end up doing 3 cards for you guys in this video, and I think you're going to like them a whole bunch. So again, several years ago, project scrapbooking, Project Life, you may still be able to find some stuff at Michael's. I haven't seen anything about Project Life in 100 years, it feels like. But many paper companies, mine is Doodlebug, but like Simple Stories, Echo Park, Cartabella, which is Echo Park, they almost always have these journaling cards, and a lot of times they work on a card all on their own. So like this Merry Christmas works, the Elf works because it's just Believe in the Magic. We're going to use that one to make a card. So these work as the focal image of your card. So again, if you're on a budget, but you still want to make your own cards, you literally need cardstock, glue, and this pattern paper and a trimmer, and you're set to go, make card bases, etc. So I really love this idea. It's something that I've done in the past. I have a whole other collection that I had worked on. So yeah, I 100% feel like this is a great way for beginners to kind of get your feet wet into making cards, putting patterns together, etc. Because another thing to know is all of these patterns in this paper pad go together. They're meant to coordinate. So you're going to see a lot of repeating colors, etc. And, I've shared some things about how I pick patterns, etc. I do a large, I do a medium, and then I either do like a solid or a tone on tone, etc. So I've done that, and I try to share that in every single video that I do where I'm playing with paper. So the first one on the left, I have this cute little bird. I have this cute little bird chipboard, and I thought, okay, that would be perfect for this little bird because this little bird is sitting on this poinsettia. So I'm going to go ahead and get that one adhered. And this is going to be the only one that doesn't kind of go with the theme that I have going on here, where I'm trying to use just paper. So I'm just going through all of the patterns. You can see here that this would be a medium pattern and 2 small patterns until I bring in the poinsettia. So the poinsettia is working as my large pattern. I'm cutting that down to 4 by 5 1/4. Do I cut it down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8? I don't remember. It's either 4 1/4 or 4 1/4 by, or 4 by 5 1/4 or 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I'm going to add this strip of green. So this is more of a tone on tone. So this works as your small pattern or your tone on tone pattern. And then I'm going to cut out the sentiment that says all is bright. Now, some of these don't really make any sense outside of scrapbooking, like Christmas cookies or, you know, whatever it's called. So some of them don't necessarily work as a sentiment on the front of the card, but yeah. So this is a standard size card base, meaning it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when folded. Oh, okay. So that piece of paper measured 4 by 5 1/4, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Oh my word. Y'all, it's been a day. I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and find a piece of paper to mount the sentiment on. The sentiment is black with white letters. So I went ahead and put it on a plain sheet of, oh no, it's green. So I left it alone. Oy vey. I'm sorry, you guys. My brain is a little messy today. Oh, I added that little snowflake. That was so cute. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to use that poinsettia, I'm going to use the elf, and I'm going to use the really pretty Let It Snow. I may actually finish making these cards. Maybe I'll see if I can figure out how to do a live here on YouTube or over on Facebook. So I knew I wanted to mount these on cardstock, and that first green I brought in was too bright and vibrant. This one fits so much better. So I've cut it down to 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm just adding these cards down, kind of trying to give them an 1/8 of an inch border, and then I'm going to cut them out, and then they're going to have a mat, and they're going to be ready to go. Now you can totally skip this step. This step is 100% optional, but I like to have a little bit of cardstock behind my focal image just to give it the ability to pop. And it's just a little bit of color. We're not adding a lot of color. We're just adding a little bit of color. So yeah. So for the elf card, I am using this piece of paper that has Santa and the elves and the snowman and the reindeer. And I'm trying to decide on what I want to go across, because I definitely want something to go across. I've got this green. I'm like, well, it's green on green, so I don't think that's going to work. I wanted to bring in black, so here are all my black scraps. Now, this is where I deviate just a little bit. This is a piece of paper that I have used a cover plate on from Pink Fresh Studio. It's plaid, but I never did use it. So I am using that in lieu of using a plain black piece of paper, but you could use a plain black piece of paper in its place. This is one of my favorite sketches. It's so easy. It's impactful. It really makes a difference when you just add paper on top of paper. And again, I am someone who loves to play with pattern paper. Not a lot of people are of that mindset anymore. It's a lot of coloring, making scenes, etc., which you guys know I love to do. We did that last week. But I also like to play with paper because I love paper. So I decided to go ahead and add a strip of this candy cane because I already had it cut out, so I might as well use it. I went ahead and adhered this down to a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I've gotten that adhered. So there's just a little bit of red around the white. And now there's just a little bit of green around the white of the elf. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a shimmer pen. This is the Nuvo Aqua Glimmer Pen. You can just search like glitter brush pen on Amazon and find something, or if you're shopping like at a Cherry on Top or something like that, you can definitely find it there. I thought it fitting that for the snowflake card, I bring in snowflake paper, and this is the paper that I used earlier on that first card. So I'm going to get that adhered, and again, I'm using 1/8 of an inch borders. You can use 1/4 of the inch. It's completely up to you. Again, you just want to make a card mat. So I've made a card mat, then I've made my focal point, and now I'm adding my paper. And I love that kind of pop of black. I'm going to go ahead and bring in some more of that black paper to add a band around the middle of this card. And I really love how that stands out. I'm just cutting it down to size. I apologize that you can't see that, but there's just not enough room on this desk. Even when I'm completely zoomed out, you wouldn't see the bottom of it. So I apologize. So I decided for this one that I wanted to bring in a little bit of this plaid. I love plaid. It's one of my favorite patterns. Plaid, houndstooth, argyle. Sign me up. So I'm going to go ahead and get that adhered kind of in the middle. Again, this is this kind of the same idea as the elf one, except we're doing it in a portrait style rather than landscape. I'm going to use some Scotch adhesive to get this adhered, and then that's really going to be it. So I hope this made sense. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to do this with another collection sometime either Wednesday or Friday. I haven't filmed those videos yet, but I will definitely share them with you. I decided to put this cute little snowman chipboard on the side, and I thought it turned out real cute. So anyway, that's it. Here's a look at the 4 total cards that I made. The bird one you saw the elf, you saw the snowman, and then I did the poinsettia one that says Merry Christmas. So that's it, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. Again, if you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing, following me over on Instagram. I'm at TheJollyFatElf. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.